Hey guys, welcome back here to today's episode of The Fishing Teacher. Appreciate you guys swinging by the channel. And guys, today, I know it's the time of filming this video, we're still in the middle of winter time, but I want to talk about a couple oddball topwater lures that you might want to consider throwing in 2026. These are some baits I had some pretty good success on last year, and I'm going to give you guys some tips and advice on how to fish them because it's not going to be that much longer, guys. We're into February, close to February now. About another 2 months, those fish are going to be starting to hit topwater and all through the summer. So going to give you guys a little primer on some oddball topwaters that not very many people fish. Also, guys, for get started, quick reminder, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, all you have to do is go to my Facebook page, Intuitive Angling with Randy Blaukat, shoot me a private message, and I'll get you the details lined out with that. And also, guys, talking about spring fishing, in preparation for spring fishing, I'd like to invite you to swing by fishthemoment.com and check out my spring lake map breakdowns. These are breakdowns that I build for fishthemoment.com that give you 40 GPS waypoints you can put straight into your electronic unit on your favorite lake, tips and advice on how to fish each spot, and then you can duplicate it around the lake on your own. So all that stuff will be in the link in the description there. Okay, guys, there's a lot of different topwaters. There's a ton of different topwater categories. You got walking topwaters, you got poppers, you got prop baits, you got, chugging type deals. You got just a ton of different type of, mint float minnow baits, ton of different type of topwaters. But there's two I want to talk about today that I did pretty good on last year that I'm going to explain to you guys where and how I like to fish them. Okay, the first one, guys, this is the Megabass, it's called a Siglet. Looks like a little cicada, like a little locust or something like that. And it's a wing topwater. These wing topwaters like this have been around forever. I used to use the old head and crazy crawler back in the 70s. I caught a lot of fish on that. But the Siglet here, it's definitely a big advancement over the crazy crawler. I mean, look at the attention to detail on that thing. And when you reel it through the water, it just comes across the water. It just wobbles back and forth like this across the water. So, sort of like something injured. So this little thing is a freaking tidbait that the bass will absolutely hammer in the right situation. And also, guys, I'll link all these topwaters, the Siglet and the ones I'm talking about. They'll be in my Tackle Warehouse link in this video description if you guys want to get one, especially this Siglet, guys. Several different kinds. But this little wing topwater is freaking deadly, and it has been forever. Okay, now so let's talk about some situations where a wing topwater is going to be effective. Now, from my standpoint, the times that I catch them on a wing topwater, you got to have just the right conditions. Number one, you got to have some clean water. So I want water visibility, at least 3 foot. 3 foot clarity is going to be really good. Sorry guys, I got some allergies. I'm really stuffed up right now. But you want to have 3 foot of clarity because these wing topwaters, they don't move a lot of water and they don't create a lot of commotion in the water. They're very subtle when they go through the water. So the clear water is important. Second with that, with a wing topwater like the Megabass Siglet, you got to have calm conditions. This bait does not work very good at all if you got, any type of a chop on the water. So I want, number one, I want clear water. Number two, I want some type of a very calm condition. And like any other topwater, it's going to help you if you have low light conditions. Earlier in the morning or cloudy type days. You don't have to have it, but it definitely does help with that. So those are the three variables. And also the Siglet is going to work a lot better, specifically in the springtime of the year, simply because there's more bass up in that shallow zone. And what I like to do with the Siglet is I like to throw it just around any visible cover in the water that I'm fishing. It could be rocks, it could be lay down tree, it could be next to a dock, next to some lily pads. But just reel the thing just slow, just right along the edge of the cover. Guys, those bass will come out and freaking annihilate this thing. It also is a really, really good bait in Florida. If you guys have that black tannic looking clear water, like you get back in behind some, protected areas that are out of the wind where you got some clean water that's filtered out by the vegetation, that little Siglet can be really, really good. And just fish it, guys, with a slow retrieve. I usually use like 10 or 12 pound test monofilament line. You don't want to use fluorocarbon. Sometimes you can use a spinning rod. It depends on the wind or what you're more comfortable with, but 10 or 12 pound mono, and just a super fun bait to fish. Okay, the next one, now we've talked about this before, but for the life of me, I don't understand why this bait has not caught on more. It is such a good bait, and it's the Megabass PopMax. Now this is a big, full-size popper here. Been around quite a few years. Got a concave nose in it. You chug it through the water. It sort of goes side to side a little bit, and it spits water forward. And it's got the gill slits that'll spit water through. Attention to detail, guys. It looks just like, you know, something real. But there's something about this PopMax over like a regular popper. You get a regular popper right here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is just like a regular size popper, like a Rebel Pop R or something. And here's the PopMax next to it. So you can see the significant size difference in the two. But this PopMax, guys, I catch so many fish on it during the springtime of the year, especially during the early pre-spawn. And I just fish it everywhere, man. Just go down the banks with it. Any type of area that you think there's some fish in that are either maybe spawning or late spawners, really good bait for that. It works a little bit better too if you have a little bit of a chop on the water. Since it does chug and it puts out and splashes more water in front of it, sometimes having just a little bit of chop on the water benefits it more than just being really, you know, flat on the surface. And a couple different ways that I fish it, you know, if the water has a little bit of color to it, like if the water visibility is like under 2.5 foot, I'll use a slow chugging motion. Just chug it like that, let it set still, chug it a little bit, let it sit still in the a little bit off colored water. But if the water's clear, like 3 to 4 foot of visibility, I'm working it sideways and I'm keeping it going all the time. I'm not stopping, I'm just chugging it like that, trying to spit up a lot of water. But excellent bait during the pre-spawn. Also, it's one of the best baits for fishing riprap early in the morning. I've caught so many good fish on the PopMax, getting out there, you know, an hour or two after daylight where there's still some shade on a riprap bank, and throwing the sucker right on the rocks next to the riprap, chugging it off of there, catching them on it. But just a really good bait. But just a quick video, guys. I just wanted to talk about two topwaters that I caught a bunch on them last year, Megabass Siglet and the Megabass PopMax. Two really good baits there. But topwaters, man, they have been around forever. They're one of the oldest categories of fishing lure. They've been around since the 1920s probably, and they still catch as many fish today. And it's like there's something about a topwater lure under the right conditions that just triggers bass to hit. Doesn't matter, again, if it's 1925 or if it's 2026, they still bite the thing good. And like anything else, when you're fishing a topwater, the areas that you fish it and the cadence that you use on a topwater and the profile of the topwater have a lot to do with it. Topwater fishing is actually a pretty complex technique because on a lot of topwaters, you do have to generate the action with your wrist manipulation, and also you have to pick the right topwater in terms of the action of the topwater to match the mood and the personality of the bass. So I've got quite a few topwater videos in all of my playlists on all three of my channels if you guys would like to refer back to some of those videos in the past and get you some good tips on it. So anyway, guys, I'll put the link in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description to the PopMax and the Siglet. Hope it helps you guys catch some good ones.